Have you ever felt like you're just stuck in place? It's easy to believe that staying the same, staying comfortable means you're safe. But let me tell you, stagnation is the silent killer of your potential. When you choose comfort, when you avoid change, you stop growing. You stop becoming the best version of yourself. The truth is, the moment you stop pushing yourself forward, you start going backward. Comfort feels good in the moment, but it's a trap. It may seem safe, but it's quietly stealing your dreams, your opportunities, your future. The longer you stay in that place, the harder it becomes to break free. So I ask you, how much longer are you willing to let fear dictate your future? We often think that avoiding change will shield us from pain or failure, but what we don't realize is that not changing is where the real danger lies. The pain of staying the same doesn't always feel immediate, but it will catch up to you, and when it does, the regret will be unbearable. Regret is the price of missed opportunities. Think about the chances you've passed up, the decisions you didn't make, the risks you didn't take. How many moments have slipped by simply because you were too afraid to step out of your comfort zone? Regret isn't just a feeling, it's the consequence of inaction. It's like a shadow, it follows you, it lingers, it grows, and it reminds you of everything you didn't do. The hardest part? You can't escape it once it's cast. Staying the same doesn't just feel safe, it robs you of your happiness, freedom, and success. The real cost of doing nothing is far greater than the discomfort of change. Ask yourself, what are you really sacrificing by not changing? How many dreams are you leaving unfulfilled? How much potential is being wasted because you're not stepping up and making the change today? Have you ever felt like you're stuck in a cycle that's hard to break? It feels safe, doesn't it? Staying where you are, avoiding the unknown, playing it safe, but here's the truth. That safety is an illusion. The longer you resist change, the harder it becomes to grow. Comfort can feel like a cushion, but it's also a trap. It slowly robs you of your potential, your opportunities, and the life you could be living. The pain of staying the same isn't always obvious. It creeps up on you. You don't notice it right away, but every moment you spend avoiding change is a moment you could have spent growing, learning, or achieving something meaningful. Inaction is not neutral. It's a silent thief. It steals your time, your energy, and your dreams. Let me ask you, what opportunities are slipping through your fingers right now because you're afraid to take the first step? The weight of missed opportunities can haunt you for a lifetime. Take, for instance, someone who had the chance to make a bold decision but hesitated. They could have changed their life, but fear held them back. Over time, they saw others thrive and felt a deep sense of regret. Change always comes with risk, but the real risk is not trying at all. If you don't make that change now, what are you going to regret 10, 20, or 30 years from now? Change is hard, let's face it. No one ever said growth would be easy. In fact, it's uncomfortable. But here's something you must understand. Change is the only way to grow. Think of it like breaking through a shell. It's painful at first, but the moment you do, you reveal something beautiful inside. That's what growth is. It's the shedding of old habits, old thoughts, old patterns. Would you rather endure the temporary pain of growth or live with the permanent regret of never trying? The discomfort you feel now is nothing compared to the regret you'll live with later if you don't embrace change today. To experience real progress, you must step outside your comfort zone. That's where change happens. Look at the successful people, entrepreneurs, athletes, innovators. They didn't reach greatness by staying comfortable. They took risks. They embraced the unknown. They understood that real change happens when you venture beyond what's familiar. It's scary, but it's the only way to achieve what others won't. So ask yourself, what could I accomplish if I took the risk today? Change requires a mindset shift. And here's the hard truth. Discomfort is the catalyst for transformation. Imagine you're at the gym lifting weights. It's uncomfortable. Your muscles are sore, but the more resistance you face, the stronger you become. The same principle applies to life. Without discomfort, you don't grow. It's the struggles, the challenges, the tough times that make you better, sharper, stronger. And the more you embrace discomfort, the more it becomes a part of you, pushing you toward greater achievements. So I want you to ask yourself, are you willing to do what others won't so you can live a life others can't? The most successful people in the world didn't get there by avoiding pain. They faced it head on and they used it to build their strength. You have to reframe how you look at pain. It's not something to avoid, it's something to embrace because it's the key to your growth. The benefits of facing discomfort aren't just short-term, they're long-lasting. The pain you endure today will shape the life you live tomorrow. When you consistently face challenges and push through them, you create a life that doesn't require you to escape regret. Think of it this way: each tough choice you make today is a step toward the life you want to live. It's hard now, but it will pay off in ways you can't yet imagine. So ask yourself, what kind of life do you want to live? And are you willing to face discomfort to create it? Have you ever found yourself stuck, afraid to take that first step into the unknown? Have you ever been paralyzed by the thought of what might happen if you make the wrong choice? The fear of change can feel overwhelming, but here's the truth. If you don't face it head on, it will control your life. Every moment you stay in your comfort zone, you're robbing yourself of the growth, opportunities, and fulfillment that come with change. Today, I'm here to tell you that facing fear, breaking free from your comfort zone, and making that change is the only way to transform your life. This speech will not just motivate you, it will equip you with the mindset, strategies, and resolve to push through the resistance you feel and build the future you want. Stay with me, because the power to change your life is within your grasp, and it starts right now. Fear is a part of being human. It's natural, but fear should never be the thing that defines your future. Fear can make you hesitate, second-guess your decisions, and keep you stuck in the same place. But fear is a feeling, not a fact. You can feel fear, but you don't have to let it control your actions. Think about some of the greatest leaders who've ever lived. People like Martin Luther King Jr. or Steve Jobs. These individuals faced fear daily. They stepped into the unknown knowing full well the challenges they'd face. Yet they pressed on because they understood that fear was just a barrier to be crossed, not a reason to stop. Let me tell you something. If you want to grow, you must embrace the unknown. It's unsettling, it's uncomfortable, but it's also where the magic happens. If you stay on the shore, you'll never discover new lands. That's what change is like. It's a journey, and you can't reach new heights if you're afraid to take that first step. So ask yourself, is your fear bigger than your desire to grow and evolve? The truth is, the only way to achieve what you want is to face that fear, to embrace it and move forward regardless. Change happens when you step into the unknown with courage, not when you hide from it. Here's the hard truth. Your comfort zone is a silent killer. It feels good, doesn't it? It feels safe. But it's a trap, a prison with invisible bars that keeps you stuck, trapped in mediocrity. The problem with staying comfortable is that it doesn't allow you to grow. It doesn't challenge you. It doesn't push you toward greatness. If you're not uncomfortable, you're not growing. And if you're not growing, you're stagnating. Comfort might seem like it's helping you now, but it's slowly robbing you of everything you could be. Here's a question for you. What's worse, taking a risk and failing, or never trying and wondering what if? Too many people settle for good enough because they're afraid of failure. But settling is the slow death of your potential. I want you to think about those people who live their lives in jobs they hate, in relationships that don't inspire them, in lifestyles that leave them unfulfilled. They've settled for comfort, and in doing so, they've given up on their dreams. Don't be that person. Don't look back years from now and wish you'd taken a chance. Don't let comfort rob you of your future. Now let's talk about the real cost of inaction. Staying stuck, avoiding change, it costs you more than just time. It robs you of your happiness, your opportunities, and your sense of purpose. Every day you stay where you are, you're losing something. What are you truly losing by avoiding change? Ask yourself that. The people who wake up years later with deep regret didn't wake up one day and realize they'd missed out on everything. No, they got to that point one day at a time by making choices to stay stuck. They put off their dreams, thinking they had more time. They avoided change because it felt too hard. But let me tell you something. The long-term consequences of inaction are far greater than the temporary discomfort of change. The price of doing nothing is a future filled with what-ifs and missed chances. Think about a person who spent years in an unfulfilling job only to realize it was too late to make a meaningful shift. They spent their whole life avoiding change, and now they have nothing to show for it. The regret of inaction will haunt you forever. The fear of change is temporary. The regret of not trying lasts a lifetime. So let me ask you, what are you willing to pay to avoid the regret of never having tried? The cost of inaction is higher than you think, and if you don't make a change now, you may never get another chance. Fear of change will keep you stuck, but the fear of regret will weigh you down for the rest of your life. Take action now, because you have the power to change your future. Have you ever wondered what your life might have looked like if you had taken that risk? If you had said yes to the opportunity instead of letting fear hold you back? I want you to think about this for a moment. How many times have you found yourself reflecting on missed chances, wondering, what if I had done that differently? Regret is a heavy weight. It's not just a feeling that fades away, it's a permanent scar that stays with you. Today, I'm going to show you how regret, when faced and understood, can become the fuel for a bold, unapologetic future. We are going to dive deep into the consequences of regret, what it costs you, what it takes from you, and how you can break free from it. What you do today, the choices you make now, will shape your life in ways you can't even imagine. Let's make sure regret doesn't become your story. Regret isn't just an emotion you get over, it's a weight you carry with you for the rest of your life. Every time you look back and think, I should have done that, or what if I had taken that chance, you're carrying a little more of that weight. You're carrying the weight of potential that never had the chance to unfold. Think about people who wish they had taken more risks. Think about those who wonder what their life could have been if they had lived more boldly, if they had pursued their dreams. Regret becomes a permanent scar. It's not something that just fades away. The nagging question of what if follows you, constantly reminding you of what you never tried, of the dreams you never pursued. Let me ask you, how much longer will you let the what if feeling control your life? Regret is like a shadow. It follows you wherever you go. Every day that passes with hesitation, that shadow grows darker. And eventually that regret will become a weight you carry with you, making every step harder. You don't have to live with this weight. The power to change this is in your hands right now. You can make the choice to stop wondering, to stop letting fear dictate your path. Don't let regret decide your story. Time is the one resource you can never get back. Once it's gone forever. Every second you waste, every moment you spend waiting for the perfect time is a second you can never return. Think of time like sand slipping through your fingers. You can watch it, you can try to hold on to it, but once it's gone, there's no getting it back. Every moment you waste is a moment you'll never reclaim. The true cost of inaction isn't just about missing opportunities. It's about the time you lose, the time you could have spent growing, learning, creating. How much time are you willing to throw away, knowing you can never get it back? People spend years waiting for the right moment. They wait until everything is perfect. But here's the reality. The right moment doesn't exist. It never comes. People wake up years later realizing they spent their lives waiting for something that never arrived. If you keep waiting, you'll find that time has passed you by. Every moment counts. Stop waiting for tomorrow. Stop putting off what you can do today. Ask yourself, are you going to waste time wondering what could have been, or take action now? Here's something to think about. What will people say about you when they tell your story? The way you live today, the choices you make right now, will define what people remember about you tomorrow. The decisions you make today will become the foundation for your legacy. What do you want to be remembered for? Do you want to be the person who faced their fears and lived boldly? Or do you want to be the one who always hesitated, always wondered what could have been, and never took a chance? Your legacy is shaped by the decisions you make now. The story people tell about you will be written by your actions, or lack of them. Living boldly will inspire others. It will lead to respect, admiration, and a lasting impact. But if you hesitate, if you let fear control your life, you'll live with the regret of never having truly lived. Fear will make you hesitate. But courage will shape your legacy. You have the choice. Will you be remembered for your courage, or will you be the one who always wondered what might have been? The power to create your legacy is in your hands. Don't wait another day to start living it. Have you ever felt like you're carrying the weight of past mistakes? Maybe you've looked back and thought, I could have done that differently. Or perhaps you've felt stuck in the middle of regret, unsure how to move forward. You're not alone. We all face moments where we wonder what our lives would be like if we had made different choices. But here's the truth. Regret doesn't have to hold you back. It can actually push you forward. The key is turning it into motivation. Today, I'm going to show you how to take that weight and transform it into something that drives you to action, growth, and success. This is your chance to turn the past into a powerful force for change. Together, we'll break down how to set realistic goals, build momentum, and surround yourself with the people who will help you rise. No more living in the past. It's time to take control. Use your regret as fuel and start moving toward the life you want. Let me tell you something. Regret doesn't have to be a burden. It can be the very thing that pushes you to take action. You see, successful people, those who have reached incredible heights, didn't get there by avoiding failure. They got there by embracing it. They took the lessons from their past mistakes and turned them into the fire that propelled them forward. Think about some of the most successful people in the world. Steve Jobs, for example, was fired from his own company, Apple, the very company he built, and yet He didn't let that setback define him. Instead, he used it to fuel his next chapter, which led to the creation of some of the most groundbreaking products in history. He turned his regret into his motivation, and so can you. Every mistake you've made, every time you've failed or hesitated, it doesn't have to define you. It can be the fuel you need to take that next step. Let your regret be the fire that pushes you to take action now. Don't let it hold you back. Use it to move forward. Regret is powerful, but only if you know how to use it. It doesn't have to be something that holds you in place. Instead, think of regret as a stepping stone. Each mistake, each failure is an opportunity to learn and grow. The secret is using what you've learned from the past to create momentum for your future. Look at someone like Michael Jordan. He was cut from his high school basketball team. Imagine the regret he might have felt, the doubts he must have faced. But instead of giving up, he took that setback and turned it into the motivation to work harder, to push through, and eventually become one of the greatest basketball players of all time. His regret didn't hold him back, it catapulted him forward. You can do the same. Every mistake, every regret is a lesson in disguise. Use it, learn from it. Let it become the stepping stone that leads you to your next level. Now, let's talk about the next step, making sure you have a clear path forward. Regret can fuel you, but without direction, it can lead to confusion and overwhelm. That's why setting realistic, actionable goals is so important. Without goals, change is just a wish. You need a plan, a roadmap that helps you break down your big dreams into smaller, manageable steps. Start by asking yourself, what's one small action you can take right now to start your transformation? It doesn't have to be big, it just has to be something. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, and that step is yours to take. Start where you are and take that first step today. Every time you set a goal, you're making a commitment to yourself to keep moving forward. And here's the thing, you don't have to wait for the big goal to be accomplished to celebrate. Every small win counts. A series of small wins is like a staircase to your bigger success. Ask yourself now, what's your first small step toward making your dreams a reality? Take it, celebrate it, and then take the next one. Let me be real with you. Change is tough. It's hard to stay committed, to keep going when things get difficult, but here's the secret. It's a lot easier when you have the right people by your side. You need to surround yourself with people who will push you to grow, people who will challenge you, not just comfort you. Find people who believe in your potential, people who won't let you settle for less. These people will hold you accountable. They will celebrate your wins with you, but they will also call you out when you're not living up to your full potential. You need that. Without accountability, it's too easy to slip back into old habits, to settle for mediocrity. Think about the greatest achievers. Many of them had a mentor or a supportive community that pushed them to go further. Whether it was a coach, a colleague, or a friend, these individuals didn't do it alone. They had someone to hold them accountable, someone who wouldn't let them quit. You can't do it alone. Get the support you need to succeed. Surround yourself with people who will lift you up, challenge you, and push you to be better. When you know others are watching and supporting your progress, you're far more likely to stay committed and keep going. Change isn't easy, but it's much more manageable when you have people in your corner. You're not alone in this journey, and with the right support, you can achieve the transformation you're striving for. So get out there, take action, and let regret fuel your rise. The world is waiting for the best version of you. Let's make that happen. Have you ever found yourself frozen in place, knowing you need to change but unsure how to take the first step? Maybe you've had a dream, a goal, something you truly want to achieve, but the fear of failure or the weight of self-doubt holds you back. It's frustrating, right? But here's the reality. Change doesn't come all at once. It comes through the courage to take that first step, no matter how hard it seems. Today, I'm going to guide you through the process of taking immediate action. I'll show you how to overcome that initial hurdle, create a plan that works, and stay consistent in your efforts. This isn't just motivational talk, it's a proven roadmap for getting things done. The key to success isn't about waiting for the perfect moment, it's about taking action right now, in this moment. Let's dive in and make sure you're ready to stop waiting and start doing. Let's get real for a second. The hardest part of any change is taking that first step. We've all been there, the fear, the self-doubt, the uncertainty about whether you're making the right choice. You think, what if I fail? What if it's too hard? But let me tell you this, that fear isn't a sign that you shouldn't move forward, it's a sign that you are on the right path. Fear comes with change. If you weren't doing something big, something outside your comfort zone, you wouldn't feel it. So what's stopping you from making that first step today? Is it fear of failure? Fear of what others will think? The truth is, nothing will change until you take action. And that first step doesn't have to be big. It just has to be a step. Clear your space, set your intention, and take it. It could be as simple as writing down a goal, making a phone call, or signing up for that class you've been putting off. The moment you act, you'll feel a shift. That first small step gives you momentum. One step leads to another, and before you know it, you're moving forward. Change isn't about making big, dramatic gestures. It's about consistency. It's about showing up every day and taking small actions that compound over time. Discipline is key. If you want lasting change, you need to commit to it every single day. Ask yourself, what's one simple habit you can start today to make a change in your life? It might be waking up a little earlier, committing to exercise for 20 minutes, or reading a chapter of a book. Small habits, repeated daily, add up. Success doesn't come from huge leaps, it comes from steady, consistent steps. People who achieve extraordinary things don't do it all at once. They follow a simple plan, day in and day out. The key is to find what works for you and stick with it. Remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. But the important part is taking that first step, and then the next, and the next. Without a plan, you're just drifting. You're not in control. A solid plan gives you the direction and purpose you need. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Create your path and follow it. Every day, stay consistent, and you will see the results. Here's something you need to understand. Failure is not the end. It's a part of the process. Every successful person you admire has failed multiple times. They didn't let failure define them. They used it as a lesson. Instead of fearing failure, reframe it. See it for what it really is, feedback. When you fail, you learn, and learning is what leads to growth. Think about the times in your life when you've made mistakes. Did those mistakes teach you something? Of course they did. Every failure brings you closer to success. Failure is just part of the process. It's the price you pay for progress. People like Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. His failures weren't setbacks, they were stepping stones toward success. The most successful people didn't get it right the first time. They learned from every mistake and kept moving forward. So next time you face a setback, don't be discouraged. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I use this to become better? Failure is just feedback. Learn, adapt, and move forward. Let's talk about consistency for a moment. Big results don't come from bursts of intense effort. They come from steady, consistent action over time. Change takes time. You can't rush it. If you want lasting transformation, you need to show up every day and keep putting in the work. Patience is key. It's not enough to go hard for a few days or weeks. You need to stay consistent, even when you don't see immediate results. Ask yourself, are you willing to be patient and persistent for the life you truly want? The truth is, success takes time. It's about putting in the work day after day and trusting the process. The key is to keep moving forward, even when you don't see instant results. Big changes come from small, consistent actions. The little things you do every day add up, and over time, those small actions lead to massive results. Patience isn't passive. It's a choice to keep moving forward despite the challenges. It's understanding that success doesn't happen overnight, but with consistency and patience, it's inevitable. So, don't just focus on the destination, embrace the journey. Stay focused on the process, because that's where the real transformation happens. Keep moving forward, one step at a time. And when you look back, you'll be amazed at how far you've come. Have you ever felt like your dreams are just out of reach? Maybe you've wondered why others seem to achieve their goals so effortlessly while you're stuck in the same place struggling to make any progress. I want to tell you something important. The difference between where you are now and where you want to be is not just about hard work. It's about how clearly you can see your future. Today we're going to talk about the power of visualization and how it can turn your dreams into reality. This isn't just about imagining what could be, it's about creating a vivid picture in your mind that drives every action, every decision, every step you take. The most successful people in the world didn't just stumble into success, they visualized it, and then they worked to make it happen. Stay with me, because what you're about to hear could change the way you approach every goal you set. Visualization is more than just daydreaming. It's the foundation of every successful journey. The truth is, before you can achieve anything in life, you need to see it clearly in your mind. When you can picture your future vividly, you set the stage for real-world achievement. Think about top athletes, famous entrepreneurs, and accomplished leaders. They didn't just wake up successful. They saw their success long before it happened. They visualized themselves reaching their goals, and that vision drove them to take action, to push through obstacles, and to keep going when things got tough. So how do you build your own vision? Start by getting specific. Think about your career goals, your personal growth, and even the lifestyle you want to live. The more detailed you make your vision, the clearer the path becomes. When you can see the specifics in your mind, you're far more likely to turn those details into reality. Remember, see it in your mind, and you'll start seeing it in your life. Dreaming big is important, but it's just the beginning. You can visualize all day long, but nothing will happen unless your actions align with your vision. This is where the real work begins. Success isn't just about thinking big, it's about living intentionally, taking consistent steps toward your goals every single day. If you're not moving towards your goals, then you're moving away from them. It's that simple. To make your vision a reality, you need to start with small daily habits. What's one thing you can do today that brings you closer to your vision? Maybe it's dedicating an hour to work on your side business or reading a chapter of a book that will help you grow. Whatever it is, take action. People who achieve extraordinary results are the ones who make intentional, focused decisions every day. It's not about massive leaps, it's about consistent, purposeful steps in the right direction. There will be days when the road feels long and the obstacles seem insurmountable. When that happens, your vision can be the fuel that keeps you going. You need to keep your future in sight, especially when the present feels tough. Revisit your vision regularly. Ask yourself, what is the life you're fighting for? Is it worth the struggle? The answer, if you've created a meaningful vision, will always be yes. Your vision isn't just a nice idea, it's the light that guides you through the darkness. When you're struggling, remind yourself of the bigger picture. Stay inspired by the future you're building, even when the present feels difficult. Remember, success isn't about avoiding the hard times. It's about pushing through them with your vision in mind. The road to success isn't always smooth, but with a clear vision, you can navigate any challenge that comes your way. Here's something you need to understand. Visualization isn't a one-time exercise. It's an ongoing practice that evolves with you as you grow. Your vision will change as you do. The more you learn, the more experiences you gain, the clearer your vision will become. As you move toward your goals, you'll refine and adjust that vision to reflect the person you're becoming. That's the beauty of it. It's not static, it's dynamic. That's why it's important to revisit and reinforce your vision regularly. Set aside time each week to visualize where you're going and realign your actions with your evolving goals. The more you connect with your vision, the stronger your drive will be. You're not just visualizing success, you're actively creating it with every thought, with every action, and with every decision you make. Your vision is a living, breathing part of your journey, and with each step, you'll be moving closer to the future you've already envisioned. Have you ever thought about what it would be like to live a life without regrets? To wake up every day knowing you're on the right path, doing what you were always meant to do? It's easy to get stuck, to fear making the wrong decision, to stay in what's familiar. But today I'm here to tell you that real change doesn't just alter your present, it transforms your future. This speech is not just about change for the sake of change. It's about the deep, long-lasting benefits that come from making the decisions that align with your true purpose. If you've ever felt that longing for something more, something bigger, then stay with me. What you're about to hear could be the key to unlocking the best version of yourself. It's time to step into a life of fulfillment, growth, and a legacy that lasts beyond your years. Imagine looking back on your life, knowing you made the decisions that were right for you, not the ones that played it safe. The reward of living without regret is priceless. When you embrace change, you make intentional choices that lead to a life filled with purpose. Picture a life where what-ifs don't haunt you. You know the difference between living with courage and living in fear. The stories of people who took risks, who made bold decisions, are countless. They've chosen to transform their lives, and now they stand strong in their peace. They're not haunted by what could have been. They're living fully with no room for regret. When you change, you step into the person you were always meant to be. You experience deep peace and fulfillment. The freedom that comes with change is priceless. It's the freedom to live your life on your terms. The truth is, regret is the only thing that can rob you of your peace. But change gives you the freedom to live fully and without looking back. Now let's talk about the power of habits. You've heard it before, but it's worth repeating. Success doesn't come from one big leap. It comes from small, consistent steps. that build momentum over time. Mastering habits that lead to growth and success is where the magic happens. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to keep moving forward. It's like building a muscle. The more you work it, the stronger it gets. The beauty of change is that it's not a one-time event, it's a cycle. Change leads to growth, and that growth leads to more change. You break through barriers only to find out you were capable of far more than you ever thought. That's the real power of transformation, the ongoing evolution. Once you get comfortable with change, you'll realize it's not something to fear, it's a tool for continuous growth. Here's a question: what legacy do you want to leave? Think about it. Your journey of change doesn't just impact you, it influences everyone around you. When you transform your life, you become a beacon for others to follow. You inspire, you lead, and you show people what's possible. The ripple effect of your transformation can touch your family, your community, even the workplace. It's in how you live, how you show up for yourself and others that you leave your mark. True legacy isn't measured by wealth or status. It's measured by the positive impact you leave behind. It's about inspiring others to take action, to believe that change is possible for them too. You have the power to create a legacy that will outlast your time here. The impact of your transformation can inspire others to make the same bold choices and live their own lives to the fullest. The benefits of change don't always show up right away. Often it's years down the road that you see how far you've come. The seeds you plant today may take time to bear fruit, but when they do, the rewards are immense. People who've made life-changing decisions years ago continue to benefit from those choices. They're living the results of their efforts, and it's a testament to the power of long-term thinking. Living a life of change doesn't just affect you in the present, it creates a ripple that extends far into the future. Your commitment to growth, to making the right decisions, to living boldly doesn't just inspire you, it creates a foundation for future generations. What you do today will echo long after you're gone. Your transformation has the power to inspire others, and that legacy will carry on, impacting those who come after you. The long-term benefits of change go beyond what you can see today. They reach into the future, shaping not just your life, but the lives of those who follow. Every decision you make today is an investment in tomorrow's legacy. Keep moving forward. Keep changing. The future you're building is worth it. Have you ever found yourself stuck, caught in a cycle of regret, or wondering if this is all there is? Maybe you're tired of waiting for the perfect moment, waiting for something outside of you to change. Let me tell you something. The truth is, the change you're waiting for starts with you. Today can be the day you take the first step toward a future you can be proud of. This isn't just about wishful thinking. It's about real, practical action. What you decide today can alter your life for good, but only if you act. The choice is yours. Remain where you are, or take charge and move forward. Are you ready to make that decision? Stay with me, because what's coming next will challenge you to create a life you've only dreamed about. The truth you can't ignore is simple. Change is the only way to escape the cycle of regret and unlock the life you've always desired. If you keep waiting, nothing will change. If you keep sitting on the sidelines, you will never experience the future you deserve. But the good news? You have the power to change right now. The choice is in your hands. Yes, change is tough, but let me ask you this: is living with regret any easier? Don't let fear, doubt, or hesitation stand in your way. The time to act is now. You can keep wishing for something different, or you can take the first step today. The question is, are you ready to change your life? Stop waiting, start doing. The perfect moment is a myth. You don't need everything to be in place before you take action. The second best time to make a change is now. So what are you waiting for? The power to change is in your hands, and it starts with one simple decision. Remember this: change doesn't come when you're ready. It happens when you decide to act. You're not going to get any closer to your dreams by standing still. Don't put it off. If you want to create the life you've always wanted, it starts today. Take charge of your future, one step at a time. What are you waiting for? Change starts with you.